Hello, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I am back from my honeymoon on the wonderful island of Anna Maria, just outside of Tampa. Um, yes, I did do some videos during the honeymoon, just as interesting reaction, just because there was a couple of things that I just couldn't, I couldn't keep quiet about. Let's just put it that way. But what I will be doing moving forward is having looked at the videos and how sort of I've been analysing them a bit. I am going to be keeping these videos more short in future, so rather than doing one video discussing 5 topics, it might be five videos discussing one topic each, or one covering two, or whatever. It's not gonna be as long-winded as the previous ones were. So in the interest of keeping it short and sweet, let's move on to the first topic of the new video, shall we say, and that is Joe Burrow's quarterback of the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals coming into their game today against the Ravens favoured, as you would have expected, or as you may well have expected, given how well the Bengals have been, and the Ravens still, whilst they've done well, I still think are trying to work a few things out, or still in the process of working a few things out in their new system. But the Ravens come out with the win, and I would say arguably more important than that, the Bengals now dropped to 0-2 after their loss in Week 1 to the Browns, and also. More importantly, Joe Burrow has aggravated his calf. Now, he has said that in the press conference afterwards, and this brings me back to what I was saying a couple of weeks ago when it first came out. And there have been a couple of players I've sort of said this about, but Joe Burrow was probably one of the more prominent ones I was talking about. Is should you give him time to rest up? Are you rushing him back? What happens if he re-aggravates it? Are you just effectively sitting him down for a little bit longer? Well, now that situation has come home to roost. Now, the somewhat good thing for the Bengals is that next week they are playing Monday night against the Rams, so he does have an extra day to recover. However, I think now that it has been, established, as it were, that Joe Burrow, with the situation, after he rested his calf and everything, it has been reactivated again. So I think the topic needs to be brought up again. Should the Bengals rest Joe Burrow for a week? It may well be lose the battle to win the war. And I understand they're in a very precarious situation. If you go 0-3, especially in division, with the depending on what the Browns and the Steelers do tomorrow night, that could have a big impact on how the course of the division is going. Especially if the Browns win and go 2-0, then you got the Ravens at 2-0, now you got the Bengals at 0-2. And with 2 in division losses as well, which when it comes down to tiebreakers will be important. There genuinely does need to be a conversation held within the Bengals organisation about whether or not they let Burrow play. Now, again, if all the tests come back and he comes back 100%, fine. Play him. He deserves to play, and he's sort of earned the right to play. However, if it's 90%, and I understand the whole gist about how players are never 100%, Ramon Foster, I think, said on the Ramon Foster show this off-season that basically the only time that a player is 100% healthy is the first day of training camp. Then basically as soon as that first hit comes in, then immediately they're not at 100%. So I understand that logic, but even if he is 85%, then I would not be surprised if the Bengals do hold him out just for this week, because they have seen what they've done, and the Rams. You would expect, even with a backup quarterback, you would probably favour the Bengals against the Rams just because of the overall talent that they have. Now, whilst the Rams did give the 49ers a bit of a scare today, I still think, all being said, on a man versus man and even team cohesion level, I would still favour the Bengals against the Rams, even without Joe Burrow. So definitely want to keep an eye on. Do the Bengals decide to give Joe Burrow the week off and fully recover, ready for the rest of the season? Understand that they could go 0-3, or do they take the risk and play him and maybe risk aggravating the injury even further?